Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and this is Just Genealogy, and this is Book Sunday. We actually had some new books come into the warehouse this week and some reprints. So the newest reprint it's been out of print for a month or so, St. Mary's County Wills, 1836 to 1857 by Linda Davis Reno. And this is one of the books that we picked up from Colonial Roots when they bought them a couple of years ago. We have almost a complete series of, well, I shouldn't say complete. We have a rather large series of wills that relate to St. Mary's County, Maryland, and also a very good book on marriage references and a very good book on early settlers of St. Mary's County. A book that's been out of print for about 4 months is the Beechwoods Confederacy, which is the Middleborough Taunton Precinct up in Massachusetts by Kenneth Leonard. And it's been out of print largely because we were having difficulty finding ways to get the maps done. And we finally figured that out. So this book comes complete with 3 maps. That's 2 of them, which makes they're absolutely necessary to using the text. So I'm really happy that we were finally able to solve that one. And these maps are actually pretty big. Anyway, that being said, the book works so much better with the maps than it does without it, since the book references the maps. Another book that's been out of print for a while and back in print now is The History and Genealogy of Fenwick's Colony in New Jersey. This is very early New Jersey. In the 1670s, and it's probably the work for the colony in that time period. Now, some of the new books that have come in are Slaves and Slave Owners, Harford County, Maryland, 1814. It's a new book by Hank Peden, pretty prolific writer, and it talks about basically these are done, I think, by election district within the county, and it lists the slaves. And it's interesting to see the number of freeborn people who also have slaves in Harford County, Maryland in 1814. And this is information gleaned from the 1814 property tax assessments and supplemented with data from subsequent manumissions, slave sales, and runaway notices. Last week, a subscriber brought to my attention that I had not mentioned her book, and her book came in this week, so I'm able to proudly say that Diana Smith has done a second book on Iowa cemetery records, this one dealing with Greene County, Iowa cemeteries. And so these are copied from the Grave Registrations Project of the WPA. And she makes... The joy of her books is the WPA stuff is difficult to read. It's poorly organized. And this makes it possible for you to actually use the material without much level of effort. So this is her second Iowa cemetery book. And she's working on a third right now. And I think, although I'm not sure what the pronunciation is, I think it's Wapello County. Patricia Duncan has done a book on an index to Loudoun County, Virginia land tax list, 1782 to 1802. This is actually the first volume of what it may be 2. I know it's 2 at least, because the second volume has been ordered from the printer and I'm waiting for it to arrive. So this will be an interesting piece for Loudoun County, given that the tithables were supposed to end in 1782, but some did continue a little bit beyond that. But so the land tax records are going to be very helpful to individuals in Loudoun County. It's always nice to have another book on Loudoun County, given that we have about 75 of them now. Some of them I'm even the author of. So this has been Book Sunday. It's still a quiet time. I'm glad to see that so many books have shown up. Hopefully some more will show up next week, because I'm always interested in getting books reprinted and adding new books. If you have a book that you've seen we've done before that you can't find on our website, that means it's probably out of print. And just contact me and let me know what book that is, and I'll work on getting it back into print. We still have the large bulk of Sporatio books that we're working on, and I'm trying to get those pushed through so that we can move on down the line and create something special with Sporatio books. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but I'll talk to some of my friends and see how we actually want to deal with packaging the 550 plus books of the Sporatio library and making them available. Not sure how that's going to happen, but it will happen at some point, somehow, some way, in a way, hopefully, that people will be able to afford it. So this has been Craig. This is Just Genealogy. This has been another Book Sunday. Maybe I'll do a book for a discount next. I don't know. I never know from one day to the next what I'm doing. Life is like that now. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Our subscription numbers are growing, as are our views. And I have learned that evidently, I thought the live stream was okay, but evidently it's out of sync in regards to the video and the verbiage. So I will work on that. I think we're going to move to Zoom for future things, and maybe that will work out better. So because I don't have to mix and match things all together. So I bit the bullet. Help me out here. Tell your friends. Please subscribe. Thank you so much.